Morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. Sneaking around the streets of central Phnom Penh again today. Before we do that, the other day I ducked into a pub called the Wild Rover. It's an Irish pub, and met the manager there by the name of Julie, and she was good enough to have a bit of a chat with us and tell us about her story in Cambodia. I'll get back to you after that. Julie, thank you so much for having a chat with us.
I will.
How on earth did you find yourself here in Cambodia, Julie?
I was living in France for a considerable amount of time. I've been there 25 years. Our mother sadly passed away that year, and my brother had moved out here, and I was living in France, and I thought, I'm never going to see my brother if I don't make the effort and come here. Neither of us were living in Ireland, no real family left, a few aunts and uncles and cousins in Ireland, but our immediate family was very small. So I didn't move out to Siem Reap, I came to visit, and I fell in love with Siem Reap. So I was in a good situation in France where my job allowed me, even though I worked very hard 9 months of the year, I had 3 months where there was just no work because I worked pretty much in the tourism industry. So that allowed me 2 to 3 months to come here every winter. So I started doing that. My brother had a very successful little business there. I made lots of friends. I mean, what's not to love about Siem Reap?
Yeah, I've heard it's a
really beautiful
good
place with anchor water in your back garden, and you know. So obviously the people make it for me here. I fell in love with the people.
What year was that? When did you first go?
2016. I arrived.
2016.
First time.
Yeah.
So I continued coming, and then of course 2019. Was a bit of a shock for all of us because COVID arrived. I happened to be here on holiday while my brother had taken a 3-week break back in Ireland.
Oh, really?
So I was travelling. I was on the islands at the time, so I got stuck down on the islands when the road closures, provincial lockdown happened. So I was actually a little bit terrified to start travelling up to Siem Reap in case I was stuck in a quarantine centre somewhere. So I thought, I'm safe here, I'll not move until they open the roads again.
Yeah.
But this was happening everywhere. France was in lockdown by that point as well. All flights were coming to a stop. And I thought, well, I'm safe here in this village on this island.
That island would have got a bit small over a period of time, wouldn't it?
It's got very small. The majority of people left at the time who could leave, who had already tickets home. There was a mass race to get to Phnom Penh airport for people just trying to get out and get home. And a handful of us were left on the island with people. Most of the guest houses on this small village are foreign owned. So, and I'd been visiting there for a few years. I kind of knew the guest house owners. I felt like I had a base there of some sort. Mm-hmm. They'd built a little school there, and you know, I'd been involved with the community for a few years, so I didn't feel too bad. And I thought, I'm safe here, I'll just wait. It'll blow over in a few months.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I finally made my way up to Port Stewart, where I'm from. I finally made my way back up to Siem Reap, and as I say, because I'd been there a few years, my brother had a business there, I had a network of friends that I could not rely on, but they supported me through that period.
How do you find yourself running an Irish bar in Phnom Penh then? How does that work?
Well, during those COVID years, obviously everything was very difficult. Just finding work, I retrained, I studied. The longer it continued, I find myself doing a teaching qualification, because I knew I am going to have to survive this. I taught myself how to type, started writing articles for a tour company in Siem Reap. And then Alan, the owner of this bar, reached out to me. We're actually from the same village. And I happened to know...
Same village in Ireland?
In Ireland. It was a large village, small town. And as it turned out, I had lived next door to his family growing up. Right. But I didn't know Alan because he was younger than me, and he was a child when I left home at 18. So I knew his mother had been out here visiting, we were in contact, and I knew of Alan, but we didn't know each other. So he reached out to me in Siem Reap telling me he had plans to open an Irish bar here, and that's how this all came about. I couldn't think of anything better for me. I have a background in service. I'm actually I've been a professional singer for 25 years.
Oh, really?
So I've hosted a lot of events. So as a host in a venue, it comes naturally to me. With my experience hosting events and singing and being on stage a lot, I'm not shy of being in a room full of people, and I really enjoy helping people. I have a big background in service, from super yachts to private villas to yachts, so with that coupled with my hosting experience seemed to work. And the fact that I've been living here already for 5-6 years, working with Khmer staff who are wonderful, I just slipped into it easily. Now, I've never run a bar before, so there's lots of things. It's been challenging. I'm learning a lot.
Do you think this is going to be a long-term proposition for you in Cambodia? Do you see yourself getting old here?
I get asked that a lot. I often dreamt in my first years here that one day I would move here and possibly retire here.
Really?
But that was way down the line. COVID kind of threw that at me, and I got thrust forward, you know, quicker than I'd imagined. So I wasn't prepared for it, financially, mentally, emotionally. But now I'm here, I can't really see myself living back in Europe. But two things I've learned in life is never say never, and never say forever.
Yeah, sure.
You know, life's shown me that.
Yeah.
But for the meantime, this project I'm very invested in. I really want to see this bar grow. Alan's done a fantastic job here, him and his wife Dewey. I really am invested here for the next few years. I can't say forever. I'm also a certain age. I'm getting older. I have to look after my future.
Sure.
That's about all I can say to that. But I'm very, very happy here. It's a certain freedom Cambodia offers that I just don't have in Europe. And I think until I go back, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, sure. Do you feel you feel safe here? There's a lot of people that suggest that, you know, Cambodia and Phnom Penh.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you don't have any
Scrub
problem.
that.
Okay.
I never felt safe.
Well, just being a single woman, I think generally with women that move overseas and make that decision, particularly in developing countries.
On a personal level, I find the people here very laid back, more than willing to help you. Even during those times when I lived outside Siem Reap in a village area, I was never alone. The locals came, always asked me, "Have you eaten rice yet, Julie?" You know, today. They would never see me alone or see me go hungry. They're very inclusive race, very inclusive. They won't see you sat in a corner by yourself.
Yeah.
So, I kind of embraced that. That got me through all those lonely times.
Sure.
But I don't get lonely. I don't get homesick. But yeah, there's times you crave company, and those people always fill that gap for me.
Can I ask, what do you find the most challenging part about being in Cambodia?
I don't, to tell you the truth, I
Really?
don't
That's
really
brilliant,
find anything
brilliant,
challenging.
Julie, thank you so much
My absolute
for taking the time. And thanks for coming up and saying hello the other day when I was having a drink. It was brilliant of you.
Cheers.
If you find yourself in Phnom Penh, I can't rate this place highly enough. It's actually got Irish people that run an Irish bar, which isn't something you find that often these days around the traps. There's generally companies or corporations. Come into the Wild Rover, there's actually Irish people that run the show. Thanks again to Alan, his lovely wife Dewa, Dawu, I'm sorry I've forgotten your name, and Julie, of course. Every morning you're walking along here and you see everyone engaged in their morning exercise rituals. Tai Chi being a very popular way in which to start the day. Let's get away from the river and head into the streets. There are certain parts of central Phnom Penh, it's quite a contrast really. On the peripheries you have all these sort of glass and steel skyscrapers, but in the heart of the streets and, you know, in the central part of Phnom Penh, it's like it was, well, almost like it was 20, 30 years ago. I hope nothing changes. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last video, but the cyclos are becoming less and less of a fixture in Phnom Penh. There is an association, a Cyclo Drivers Association, which is a body that assists independent guys to make a living, like they might connect them up with tourist groups. Every morning I see a train of tourists being pushed in these cyclos, sometimes 20 or 30 of them coming down the Riverside. And I think it's great there's been a body created to retain these, because obviously with the driver apps, good morning, with the rideshare apps and you know, the development of transport, these guys are getting squeezed out really. So oh, I nearly got run over again. Really got to worry, really got to watch these roads. They just, I don't know, they just add to the colour of the city. Good morning, sir, how are you? Really adds to the character and nature of the city. Good morning. I read one article where one man was saying he was a local driver of these cyclos, and he's now forced to get up very, very early and cart produce instead of people. He was getting 10,000, 20,000 a day for a while, and yeah, it wasn't until he joined that group, hello, that life became a little bit better for him and he got more work. Right, where are we going? This is very typical of what you see often, is people strung up in their hammocks. He's got his little cart, his little banana cart or fruit cart attached to his bike, hammock strung up, waiting for business. He'll just get on that and go to another place, another destination that he thinks might be able to sell it, I guess. One thing that is very, very common throughout parts of Southeast Asia is when there's a celebration, a wedding, some type of religious ceremony going on, they'll just block off streets. They'll put up whatever they're using, tents or tarpaulins, or often I've seen just bamboo poles with a makeshift roof put on, and you'll have to deal with that yourself. Sometimes, good morning, how are you? Sometimes they'll block off the road and you'll be redirected by traffic wardens to go around elsewhere, or sometimes you just turn into the street and it'll be closed. But I remember I've lived a couple of places where it seemed to be, I don't know whether it was the time of year I was there, but I just happened to live in a place that experienced many ceremonies, and they can go on for days and they can be very loud. It can take you a bit of adjustment, I guess, having to deal with it, but it's part of the assimilation process. This is what happens here. This is quite an old building. I hope I'm not boring you with the buildings, but I really am enjoying these old corner buildings. They just add so much character. I know I'm going to use this word character a lot, I guess, but sorry about that. The route I've walked this morning is almost one endless market. Some ice makers there. Got the music on. This time of the morning there's just so much activity on the streets. I've had a couple of people since I've been in Phnom Penh make the comment, why do you always go to these dirty places? There's so many nice places you could be visiting and you're avoiding them or not going there. And I agree, there's lots of nice places you could go, but that's what I'm not interested in. That if I wanted to go to some 5-star silver service dining, I can do that anywhere, and the experience will be essentially the same. It'll be silver service, and there's a man waving at me, and if a man waves at me, I'm going to go and say hello. But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for something different. Here's another one of those carts with the hammock in it. Young child, fruit and veg, bike on the front. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine.
Fine?
Yes.
What is your market here? You're selling fish? Are you selling fish to you? He's the guy.
Yes.
He waved at me, so I came to say hello. Is this your shop, sir? This fish? Where does it come from? You don't know? Okay, thank you. He was giving me the big hand wave and big smile. Got a great smile. And yeah, sort of, I thought he was waving me over to have a chat. Most people who get your attention do want to have a chat, you know. But yeah, back to this. Hello. Back to this. Why am I sort of in these type of places. I could go to Europe. I can afford to go to Europe, and I can do Spain, and I can do all of that. But that's not new to me, and I don't find it particularly interesting, you know. Why would I go back into a Western environment, whether that be a restaurant or a country, when that's all I've known, you know? Good morning, sir. How are you? So I prefer to kick around the streets of Asian cities. It's interesting to me, you know. Fish stall, keeping the animals aerated, or the water aerated, keep the animals alive longer. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Thank you.
Morning. I don't see as many monks in Phnom Penh as I have in other places. They're possibly outside a little further, closer to the Wats. Maybe they're around those areas that they're hanging out. But compared to Bangkok, for example, there's nowhere near as many. But yeah, it's strange. I expected to see a lot more. Maybe I'm not up early enough. I just saw one of the ladies, hello. I just saw one of the ladies at this stall hand over a little tin to a guy, and I'm wondering if they do sort of deliveries. Hello, how are you? You know how in India, I forget what they're called, they have those stacked or layered tins, and each level has a different food in it. And these, there'll be swarms or teams or armies of these guys on push bikes delivering to offices these stacked tins of food. And I just saw one there, and I was hoping someone else might come across, but I yeah, haven't seen any more. It's that time of the day where the ice is being delivered. Perhaps the guy I saw had brought his own tin. But this is very typical as well. Good morning, sir. You see people who have prepared food at home. You may remember Lynn, my friend in Bangkok. They prepare their food at home and then take it down to wherever they sell it, or possibly resupply their stall, maybe. I haven't had breakfast, so I'm sort of looking at things as I go around and what I might eat. And the smell got me here. It's chicken and egg by the look. Good morning. How are you? What is this? It is chicken, yeah? Chicken and egg, yeah? Oh, I see. You have lots. Chicken. All right, thank you. And pork, yeah?
Egg.
Egg. In a soup, in a bowl, yeah? Uh-huh. All right, thank you so much. Can I have a look? It's possible? Pork? I see them cooking down the alley. I just want to have a look. Good morning. And this is where they prepare it. Got themselves a little oven. Got the torch so she can see. Oh, there's lots of it. My goodness. Hello, no, please, it's fine, it's fine. They must sell a lot. Hi. And that's the frying of it there. There's loads and loads and loads of pots. Looks pretty popular. Should we try some? Hello. Should we try some? I think I want a little bit more than pork or chicken by itself. Well, they put it with rice. We'll get to look. We'll have a look at how it comes out. Oh, and there's some chili there as well. I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to try one. I see that man over there. I see that man over there looks like the right portions and quantity for me. Can I have one of them? The same? This one? This one? Yeah? Yeah, this one? Yeah? I really wish I did speak better. One of them, yeah? Same? This one? This one for me? One, yeah? Yeah. I'm not sure whether I'm understood, and just a lot of... I don't want people to feel uncomfortable, you know. I feel that I'm making people uncomfortable, that they might feel anxious or embarrassed because they don't understand me, and I don't want people to feel that, you know, but I don't know how else to ask for it rather than point to someone else's dish and suggest that's the same as what I want. Here we go. Thank you. Henry Matisse. You've got a shirt, Henry Matisse? It's got a Henry Matisse shirt on. The artist. So here we go. We've got an egg, we've got some pork, we've got some rice, and what I assume is sort of some kind of spicy flavouring. I know there's carrot and I don't know. We'll find out. The good thing is we've got some utensils. I'm not going to be reduced to chopsticks again, although anybody watching me use them as the last time will get a good laugh out of it. Okay, we've got a bit of pork and a bit of rice. Let's see how well done the pork is. So we've got to have a bit of pork, a bit of rice, put some carrot on there. I'm going to just do a little bit of taste test on that. Sweet and sour. Sweet and sour, so that'll go on. That's actually really good. Here we go. That's actually really good. I don't know what they've put in here. I think it might be garlic, a bit of chili, but there's some kind of sweetness to it, and a little bit sour as well. It's quite unusual, actually. Going for another one. Pork's good. So it looks like it's the standard dish here. You either have your chicken or your pork with everything else that comes on this dish. All right, I need to know what that is. I need to know what that is. That is really good. So good, I'm just going to pour it all over it. Okay, so does anyone know what that is? Can someone help me out there, please? It's almost like there's honey in it, but it's not. It wouldn't be honey, I don't think. But there's some sweetness. That combination of chili and sweet and a little bit of sourness in there is really good. Somebody could help me out with whatever that is. What there is in that sauce or that side dish is cucumber, and I don't think that I've ever tasted cucumber used to better effect in a complimentary way. It's all right, I've got to know what it is. Someone's got to tell me, please. Someone tell me what that side dish and that dish that I'm eating is, please. It's actually the best meal I've had in Cambodia so far. So that was really, really good. It cost me $2 US. It's about 3 Australian. Can't complain with that. Can't complain with that. You can have your silver service in your fancy restaurants. Found myself back in the market area. It's a local cyclo hangout. Hello, sir. No, maybe next time. Thank you. One thing I've noticed about the cyclo drivers, and it's just my observation, it may not be the case, is that they're not young men. They're quite older. And obviously most of them are very wiry, and I imagine very, very fit. And the article I read about the cyclo drivers the other day, it seems that the majority of them come into Phnom Penh for the work, and their families live out in other areas of Cambodia. Hence them sort of living on the street, I guess. I'm sort of back to where I started on the river, and I noticed a man who overnight his boat seems to have been engulfed in this vegetation that has floated around, and now he's wrestling, trying to wrestle it out. But it's hooked up. He's got it anchored to the wall. Oh, he's just pushing it away from the boat, pushing out one side. I think he's done this a few times before. But you can see his little home in there. He's got he's even got electrical power in there. Hello, sir, how are you? Huh? Oh, you go around there. Not for me, thank you, but yeah, thank you. He's got his home set up. He's even got power in there. That's his house. I could think of a worse. Honestly, I could think of a worse life than that. For anyone new to the channel, I apologise for the erratic nature of my walks. That's the way it is. They're all over the place, really. I love this in the morning, every morning. It started to thin out a little bit here, but they've got this exercise strip where people can use their body weight to keep fit. And right on first light, it's really, really popular and full of people. Good morning, sir. How are you? Strong? Feeling strong this morning? And everyone's into it. She's working. Wow, you're strong. She's working really hard. Someone having a stretch. But it's great, you know. It gets used. More women than men. Maybe it's also a place that ladies come to congregate and meet up, and it seems to be the case with the Tai Chi in the mornings. Good morning. How are you? You're exercising this morning?
No,
Oh, sorry. Have a good day. I've tried a few times today to talk to people, but unfortunately my lack of Khmer has let me down. I was only just saying that I was having difficulty finding people to talk to this morning through the lack of my ability in Khmer, obviously not through anyone's fault of their own. But the day has been saved by this chap. G'day mate, what's your name? So today? Ilari.
From Finland.
From Finland?
Yes.
What are you doing in what are you doing here in Phnom Penh?
I've been living in Cambodia for the past year. I work remotely 20 hours a week for an online casino from Malta.
Oh really?
My living expenses are here very cheap.
How much are you paying a month to live here?
I used to pay like $300 to $500 in Koh Kong when I had like a permanent place. But,
for everything?
Yeah, for everything. Yeah.
That's so cheap, yeah.
Yeah, as
so
long
cheap.
as I cook myself. And
yeah, of course. And what? When did you first come to Cambodia then? This is your first time?
2016 I came first time. I fell in love with Otres at that time.
In Sihanouk before the build developments and everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll just. Yeah, there's a beach down in a place called Sihanouk. It used to be a sort of a beachside hangout for a lot of travellers back in the day, and there were these lovely beaches with these rustic sort of lean-to places, and it was very calm and peaceful. And then there's been this huge injection of money from China, and it's now become a bit of a gambling centre, and these beautiful beaches that were down there, Otres being particularly nice, are lost, aren't they? There's nothing left.
There's nothing left there, but the people from Otres, they actually moved, they relocated, so they found a new place from a place called Nesat village.
Oh really?
It's in Koh Kong, 70 kilometers from Otres, and all the old people, they bought a big piece of land with a company from there, and basically they have resettled for the past 5 years.
So they went to the island?
Not island, it's like it's called Kruisvuur commune. It's like basically empty beach, 10 kilometers of empty beach, and it's just very local, very countryside, but it's I feel like it's gonna become just as big as
I hope so, because a lot of these local people have been there for decades. They had to move, and they'd spent generations developing and building small businesses, and we're not talking rich people here, you know. They're simple people and very nice people. So do you think this is somewhere you're going to stay? This is something you're going to live here forever, or is it just for now? Or?
I'd say I will live here half of my life, maybe.
Really?
Well, not maybe half, but at least for now. I'm 30 now, and I feel I'll be leaving Cambodia soon, but I come here at minimum every second year, so it is already like my second home.
You feel very connected here, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Lots of people.
Can I ask what type of work you do remotely?
I add games,
really?
like online slots to online casino site.
Oh really? Oh, okay, okay.
I talk with the game providers who make the games and get the games to our site.
And plans to go next where?
I think for next year I will actually move back to Malta for at least six months. I'm going to work a bit more, focus on business a bit more, and then when I have more money again,
Yeah.
I'm trying to settle somewhere, maybe here.
Sorry, what was your name? I forgot already.
Ilari.
Larry. You've been very kind to Larry.
No, but
Thank you so much for talking with me, yeah?
Thank you.
Larry from Finland, what a good guy. Look, it's obvious why a lot of digital nomads would select Phnom Penh as a place to stay. Number one, of course, being the cost of living. Larry has just said that he's living for $300 to $500 a month, and this is scoffed at by so many people, like in Bangkok. I can assure you can do it if you want to live simply, you know, if you don't need the fancy things. It's easy to live at $500 a month in places like that, even in Bangkok. We all have our own standards, of course, and some of us may not be able to adjust or adapt to that kind of life. But for most of us, you know, just being here is enough. It's turned into a good morning. And here's an example of how these cyclo riders or drivers sort of sleep. It's a tough life, you know, but they're making money to send home. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good to see you. That just about brings me back to my street. It was a bit of a quick walk this morning. Thanks very much for coming along. As always, I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. We'll see you soon.